Welcome back to Rhodes Stadium. Monday night softball, Alabama and Texas A&M. Game number 3 of this 3-game series between the Tide and the Aggies. The starting lineup has been introduced to the crowd here at the Rhodes House. And before we give those to you, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. The starters are presented by DCH Health System. DCH Health System has been providing quality and compassionate health care in West Alabama for nearly 100 years. DCH is a champion for your health and proud supporters of the Crimson Tide. Here is the starting lineup for the visiting Texas A&M Aggies, who are number 11 in the country. They're 32-9 overall, 11-6 in conference play, 6-6 in true road games. For their head coach Trisha Ford, their starting lineup looks like this. Second baseman Amari Harper will lead things off. Kramer Eshte, the left fielder, bats second. Center fielder Jasmine Hill will bat third. Julia Cottrell catching, batting fourth. Trinity Cannon first base, batting fifth. Batting sixth is Allie Enright, the right fielder. Batting seventh, Rylan Williams, the shortstop. Ayana Coleman, the designated player, bats eighth. And Kennedy Powell, the third baseman, will bat ninth. They'll face in the circle for Alabama, the right-handed graduate from Jackson, Tennessee, the transfer from Central Arkansas, Kayla Beaver. Beaver on the year with a 1.21 ERA, a 14-3 record, 24th appearance and 20th start. She has 10 complete games, 116 innings pitched, 78 hits, 27 runs, 20 have been earned. She's walked 42, struck out 124. Opponents batting 188 against Beaver on the year. So I bring in my broadcast partner, Gray Robertson.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Gray.
Happy Monday to you.
Yes. Monday night softball, always a thrill as Kayla Beaver takes the ball, and the first pitch is low to Amari Harper. 4-1, and obviously yesterday, not a great time, but the first game, Saturday, was a really good pitcher's duel between these two starting pitchers.
Yeah, I mean, when these two are in the circle facing off against each other, it's going to come down to what? One mistake and one timely hit, typically. And Kayla Beaver was so good in game one, went complete, 6 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 6 Ks. She's got to have command of both the rise and the drop. That was what was confusing A&M. They didn't know which to go after. They'll have a better plan today, so both pitches have to be sharp.
The 1-0 pitch is high, 2 balls and no strikes. Defensively for the Crimson Tide, Jenna Johnson is in left, White in center, Clark in right. Dowling at third, Cahalan at short, Hevlin at second, Broadfoot at first. Valentine behind the plate with Beaver pitching, and Dukeshire, the designated player.
And important for that defense to be sharp like they were in game one. So much capability, but a little sloppy on Sunday.
The 2-0. Low and away, 3 balls and no strikes on Amari Harper. Second baseman is batting .373. 31 of 83, 24 runs scored, 6 doubles, a triple, and 7 RBIs.
3 for 8 with a walk and 2 runs scored in the series.
3-0. There's a strike, 3-1. Umpires for today's ball game, Brian Crochet is behind home plate, Thomas Meyer at first, Cameron Ellison at third.
Fingers crossed.
Let's see if we can finish strong, guys.
Come on, Brian. Here we go now, Brian.
Here we go now, umpires. The 3-1. Line foul down the left field line. The count moves to 3 balls and 2 strikes. The first inning is presented by Barclay GMC of Tuscaloosa for over 42 years. Barclay makes it easy online at barclaygmc.com.
And this is where Kayla Beaver has thrived so much against ranked teams on the season, a 1.09 ERA against ranked foes. And big to get that foul on the 3-1. We showed the graphic against Ole Miss. Teams were reaching nearly 80% of the time when the count was 3-1, but no reach there. It's a full count.
Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got her one low and inside, and there's one away.
So the command of a drop, right? I mean, you've got to have the capability of both. The 3-1 was an elevated pitch. That time, drop on the inner half. That was something that Beaver got multiple strikeouts on, including the next batter stepping up on Saturday. Watch that pitch tonight. That'll be key.
Kramer Eshte to the plate. Left-handed hitting, first pitch. That's a chopper to short on 2 hops. Cahalan has it, has to hurry. The throw is going to be just in time to get Eshte for out number 2.
No notes. Well done.
That will now bring up Jasmine Hill. Center fielder, batting .389, 42 of 108, 43 runs scored, 8 doubles, a triple, 8 homers, and 34 runs driven in. First pitch, high for ball 1. Alabama leads the all-time series 21-7 over A&M after yesterday's win by the Aggies. Bama 9-2 all-time here in Tuscaloosa over Texas A&M. They swept the last two series here at Rhodes, 2018 and 2021. The 1-0, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. In regular season conference games, the Tide holds a 16-7 advantage, and today is looking for their 7th out of 8 series victories over the Aggies since they joined the conference in 2012.
And trying to hold A&M scoreless in the first. I found a stat that we'll get to depending on how this inning ends.
The 1-1, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 out, nobody on, top of the first. No score between Alabama and Texas A&M.
Battle here between the reigning SEC Pitcher of the Week and the reigning SEC Player of the Week in Jazz Hill.
The 1-2 pitch, fouled off, barely got a piece. Stays alive, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bailey Dowling comes over, gives Beaver some encouragement. On the right side of the rubber. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Beaver gets a couple of strikeouts and sits the Aggies down 1-2-3 here at the top of the first.
And that stat, in games where Alabama has allowed runs in the first inning, it's happened 3 times. The opposition has scored an average of 13 runs per game. When no runs have been scored on Alabama in the first inning, 1.6.
I like that a lot better.
I like the odds now.
We played a half inning, A&M nothing, Alabama coming to bat here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Airfield.
You're live.
We move to the home half of the first inning. No score between Alabama and Texas A&M. Here is the DCH starting lineup for the 12th ranked Alabama Crimson Tide. The starters are presented by DCH Health System. DCH Health System has been providing quality and compassionate health care in West Alabama for nearly 100 years. DCH is a champion for your health and proud supporters of the Crimson Tide. Alabama 30-9 overall, 7-7 in conference play, 17-5 here at the Rhodes House this year under Alabama head coach Patrick Murphy. His lineup looks like this. Kristen White, the center fielder, will lead things off with Kinley Cahalan, the shortstop, batting second. Kendall Clark, right field, batting third. Bailey Dowling, the third baseman, bats fourth. Batting fifth is Jenna Johnson, the left fielder. Emma Broadfoot plays first and bats sixth. Batting seventh, the designated player, Abby Dukeshire. Callie Hevlin plays second and will bat eighth. And batting ninth is the catcher, Riley Valentine. They'll face in the circle for Texas A&M, the left-handed junior from the Woodlands, Texas, Emily Kennedy. Kennedy with a 1.58 ERA and a 15-7 record, 30th appearance and 20th start. She has 17 complete games, 132 and 2/3 innings, 83 hits, 38 runs, 30 have been earned. She's walked 55, struck out 140. Opponents batting 179 against Kennedy on the year. First pitch to Kristen White is a called strike on the outside corner.
Has unnecessarily thrown 8 innings. 7 I would get, but 8 I'm not sure why. Threw in the 7th yesterday for some reason. 8 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 4 walks, and 6 Ks. High velo for Kennedy.
The 0-1, slap foul. No balls and 2 strikes on Kristen White.
You're going to see her work her best pitch, which is her curve. That was the pitch that Tertia Ford took away in the offseason to develop everything else, but her curve is real nasty. Good rise. She can go down, and she will mix speeds occasionally. Not really a pure changeup, but really just more an off-speed curve.
The count 0-2 on Kristen White. That one's low. 1 ball, 2 strikes on White, who's batting .308. 16 of 52, 10 runs scored, and an RBI on the season.
0 for 4 in the series with a couple doubles and a run scored.
1-2 pitch is low. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And my bad, a couple walks, not doubles.
I was trying to
How
figure
could you
out.
be 0 for 4?
It was working in the head.
What time is it? Weren't we just here?
I'm not going to throw stones from my glass house. The 2-2 is swung on and missed. 4 strike 3, and White can't get the slap down, and there's 1 away. Defensively for the Aggies, Eshte in left, Hill in center, in right. Powell at third, Wiggins at short, Harper at second, Cannon at first, Cottrell behind the plate, Kennedy pitching, and Coleman the DP. Kinley Cahalan to the plate, first pitch. And that one is a blooper to deep first, back behind the bag in foul ground. Making the catch is Harper for the second out of the inning.
And it would be nice if the Aggies could give Alabama a little bit of help, because I can't remember the last time a team against Alabama had not committed an error up to game 3, but Aggies have been pretty sharp on defense, and even though it hasn't always looked pretty, they've made the plays.
Now 2 out, nobody on for Kendall Clark. The first pitch is low for ball 1. The first inning is presented by Barclay GMC of Tuscaloosa for over 42 years. Barclay makes it easy online at barclaygmc.com. The 1-0. Clark fouls that one off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Clark batting .309, 21 of 68, 14 runs scored, 3 doubles, a triple, 3 homers, and 14 RBIs on the season.
1 for 6 on the series. That one was the 3-run homer yesterday, has also walked and obviously scored a run.
The 1-1. Low. 2 balls and a strike on Clark. Today's weather and field condition report brought to you by the Cook Museum of Natural Science. Discover something amazing at the Cook Museum of Natural Science in downtown Decatur, Alabama. The 2-1 is fouled off, 2-2. For more information, visit cookmuseum.org. 81 degrees at first pitch, under sunny skies. Not a whole lot of wind, but what wind there is blowing straight away out.
Just an A-plus weather weekend all the way around.
The 2-2, Clark swings and misses at strike 3, and both offenses go down in order here in the first inning.
Buckle up. Beaver versus Kennedy. Here we go.
For the tide here in the first, no runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left. We played an inning, no score between Texas A&M and Alabama here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. The second inning is presented by Yellowhammer Brewing Company, Alabama's finest craft brewery. Hit your stride with a refreshing Yellowhammer beer, now available at stores near you. We move to the second inning, no score between Alabama and Texas A&M. Due up for the Aggies here in the second. Cottrell, Cannon, and Enright, 4-5-6. Kayla Beaver back out for her second inning of work. Julia Cottrell, the catcher, will lead things off. Cottrell batting .302. 32 of 106, 17 runs scored with 6 doubles, a triple, 7 homers, and 32 runs driven in.
2 for 7 this weekend with 3 RBIs and a run scored.
We'll step in to start things off here in the second inning. First pitch. One hopper back to Beaver. She has it, has time in the throw. 1 pitch, 1 out.
I believe there was a song or a meme or something called "Look at the Flick of the Wrist." Kayla Beaver, look at the flick of the wrist. I mean, that was just, she snared that, and it was just a beautiful little easy pass over to Emma Broadfoot at first. That's a big first out and an efficient first out. Kayla Beaver right now trying to keep that pitch count down.
Trinity Cannon steps in. The first pitch to her is low for ball one. Cannon batting .327, 33 at 101, 20 runs scored, 6 doubles, a triple, 10 homers, and 38 RBIs on the season.
Has been a nightmare for Alabama pitching this weekend, even against Beaver. 4 for 5 in the series.
1-0, swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike.
4 RBIs, a homer, a double, 3 walks, a strikeout, and it was so long the runs scored part got scratched off my board.
No room. Yeah, a lot of gaudy offensive numbers, especially after yesterday for A&M. That one comes in high, 2-1. So just to put it out there, what happened yesterday, Alabama gave up the most runs in the history of the program in a single game. Broke the record from the World Series in 2011 against Florida. And they gave up 16. The 2-1, line foul down the right field line, 2 balls and 2 strikes. It was the second biggest blowout loss here at the Rhodes House. Biggest loss was the 14-0 loss in 2017 to South Carolina. Only the 4th time Alabama has been defeated by double digits at home in program history. It was not a great day.
Yeah, and a rare day.
Yes. The 2-2 pitch. And that one is a fly ball to right. Clark has it, calls everyone off. She'll make the catch for out number 2.
A&M's chasing a little bit. That was high and away. That rise ball from Beaver, that's not really close to being a strike, but
If they chase, they'll find out.
that's correct. And Kendall Clark was there to make sure that Cannon was retired for the 2nd time this weekend.
Allie Enright steps in. The first pitch is, I think, fouled off her foot. Oh, goodness. That went all the way. I thought it was just a normal ground out, but foul ball off her foot. 4 strike 1.
Shout out to, by the way, Brian Crochet for catching that, because we've called games where the umpires did not catch that, and that's not cool.
No, not the best. The 0-1. Right in there for a strike, 0-2. Enright batting .361, 35 of 97, 28 runs scored, 8 doubles, 9 homers, and 37 RBIs.
2 for 7 this weekend with 3 RBIs, a homer, 2 Ks, and 2 runs scored. A critical 0 for 3 in Game 1 against Beaver, though.
The 0-2, rise ball high, 1-2. And obviously, giving up 10 runs in the last 2 innings, things kind of went off the rails yesterday against Texas A&M. Early on, like Patrick Murphy talked about, they had 7 runs on 3 hits. It was just a lot of miscues and freebies given by the Crimson Tide.
Yep.
The 1-2. One hopper to Dowling. She knocks it down but can't make the play cleanly, and Enright is on first as the first base runner of the day for A&M.
I would think that would be a hit.
Yeah. Hard hit ball there to third.
Well, Enright did a nice job kind of opening up herself on that inside pitch. Dowling, if she had half a second more, the glove would have been able to fully stop it, but instead just caused a ricochet.
So now 2 outs, runner on first. Rylan Wiggins steps in. The first pitch is waved at and missed. 4 strike 1. Wiggins batting .265, 27 and 102, 22 runs scored, 8 doubles, 8 homers, and 22 RBIs on the year.
Hitless on the weekend, 0 for 7 with a strikeout. And this was the area where A&M had some issues in Game 1.
The 0-1, that's a fly ball to center, ranging back and making the catch. Over the shoulder is Kristen White for out number 3 to retire the side. The 2-out hit does nothing for the Aggies here in the second.
And the issues continue. I was about to say A&M 1 for 14 against Beaver in Game 1 with runners on. Now tonight, 0 for 1.
For the Aggies here in the second, no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We played an inning and a half. We moved to the bottom of the second, still 0-0. Texas A&M and Alabama here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from their field.
Granted by the University of Alabama. Reuse of this
10 seconds.
without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
You're live.
The second inning is presented by Yellowhammer Brewing Company, Alabama's finest craft brewery. Hit your stride with a refreshing Yellowhammer beer, now available at stores near you. We head to the bottom of the second inning. No score between Texas A&M and Alabama. 4-5-6, 2 up for the Tide here in the second. Dowling, Johnson, and Broadfoot. Emily Kennedy in the circle for the Aggies. Bailey Dowling steps in, and here comes the first pitch. She went too far around on check swing for strike one. Dowling batting .295, 28 of 95, 11 runs scored, 4 doubles, a triple, 3 homers, and 15 RBIs.
2 for 6 this weekend with an RBI, a homer, and a double.
It's in there for a strike. 0-2. Two is outside. She didn't go on the check swing that time. 1-2. 200 down the lines, 220 to straightaway center field here at the Rhodes House. 6-foot wall all the way around in the outfield. The 1-2. On the check swing, did go too far around. It was in the dirt. They'll throw down to first to get the out for the first out of the inning.
Got fooled by the drop movement there from Kennedy because, excuse me, the 0-1 was a drop low and in, so I think Dowling thought probably trying to attack the same location. Unfortunately, just fell off the table a little more.
Now we'll bring up Jenna Johnson. First pitch. Outside for ball one. Johnson batting .256, 22 of 86, 32 runs scored, 3 doubles, 5 homers, 17 RBIs. 1-0. Called strike, 1-1.
Jenna having kind of one of those classic Jenna weekends, 1 for 3 with an RBI, 2 walks, a hit by pitch, and a run scored. So a 667 OBP on the series.
1-1. That's, drops in for a strike. That was going to be too high. 1-2.
Interesting. That was an actual changeup. That was a changeup. And I thought maybe it was a little elevated, but that's really the first time we've seen Candy whip that out.
The 1-2 pitch. Johnson with a liner, and a leaping grab by Harper at second. Steals a base hit away, and there's 2 gone.
Yeah, Harper timed the jump perfectly. I thought that was going to keep rising because of the swing path of Johnson. That was a pitch low and in, but unfortunately just didn't quite have enough to get over the head of Harper.
So now 2 outs, nobody on. Emma Broadfoot to the plate. No score. First pitch. Swung on and missed for strike one. Broadfoot batting .231, 12 of 52, 6 runs scored with a double, 3 homers, and 11 RBIs.
Leads the team in batting average this weekend, 2 for 5 with a walk.
The 0-1. This is low, 1-1.
And she loves Monday Night Softball. Remember that great epic pitchers duel between Shanice Dels and Montana Fouts last year? Emma Broadfoot had that home run in the second inning to start the scoring.
1-1 is a strike on the inside corner, 1-2. Broadfoot fouls it off. Patrick Murphy's the head coach of the Crimson Tide in his 26th season. The Alabama head coaching record of 1,268 victories, 364 losses, a 777 winning percentage. One-two is high, 2-2. He's in the third base box. Caleb Rowe is in the first base coaching box. Les McMahon's the pitching coach. The hitting coach is Adam Arbor. Ryan I. Murray, director of softball operations. That's a ground ball to third. The stop is made. The throw is going to be in time from Powell for out number 3, and Bama goes out in order here in a second.
And that sets us up for the third inning because when we return, we will have our final guest of Alumni Weekend.
Ooh.
And I've heard that she's on it. We'll let you know later.
I've heard such things as well. I've heard the Crimson Tide here in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left. We head to the third, still 0-0 between Texas A&M and Alabama here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. The third inning is presented by Bojangles. Download the new Bojangles app and bring the flavor to your next softball tailgate with chicken, biscuits, and fixings, all by ordering ahead on the convenient Bojangles app. It's Bo time, y'all. We head to the third inning. No score between Alabama and Texas A&M. 8-9-1 due up for the Aggies here in the third, facing Caleb Beaver. And here to take us through the third inning, I'll turn things over to my partner, Gray Robertson.
Thank you, Tom. And we are joined by a very, very special guest. She has swag. She has juice. She's always going for 40, and she's always on it.
I'm on it.
Miss Hemphill. Bailey Hemphill is here. Hi, Bailey.
Hey, how are you?
We're so excited that you're here. We've got a lot that we're going to discuss.
I'm excited to be here.
First things first, Ayanna Coleman will step in and face Beaver to lead off the top of the third. First pitch is in there for a strike. Coleman hitting .233, 7 of 30, 3 runs scored, 2 doubles, 3 homers, 15 RBIs. And she will step back in, down 0-1 in the count. Here's the pitch from Beaver. Swing and a miss, 0-2. So, Bailey, update everybody. What are you up to?
Well, I'm graduating occupational therapy school next month. So right now I'm not doing anything.
Right now, that's what I'm doing.
Yep.
Got it.
0-2 from Beaver. Fouled off down the left side.
So how about your picture there on the wall?
You know, I didn't think I was old enough for that yet, but no.
Life comes at you fast.
It does.
doesn't
It sure does. But you blink and you're 4 years out.
My
But no, it's
gosh.
pretty cool.
Didn't even realize it'd been that long.
Maybe 3. I don't know. I lose track.
Another 0-2 for Beaver against Coleman, and the pitch is low, 1-2. Yeah, you're here for alumni weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You got here a little bit late. You got here Sunday morning?
Yes.
So you were here for the brunch.
I was late for the brunch.
Oh.
But it doesn't matter.
1-2 from Beaver. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for the Beav. 1 down here in the third.
What is it like watching Caleb Beaver pitch? Does he remind you of anybody?
You know, there's might be one little girl named Montana Fouts. Yeah, there is a
Little girl.
resemblance.
Yeah.
No, she's phenomenal out there.
Candy Powell will step in, hitting .303 this year. First pitch, slow for a ball. 30 of 99, 21 runs scored, a double, 3 triples, a homer, and 18 RBIs. I was going to ask you, when you were on defense, when you had a pitcher who showed a lot of fire like Montana, like Caleb Beaver does, how much does that help you remain super, super engaged in what's going on?
You have to. The attention span, you have to be there because anything can happen in a second. So, yeah, when you have that much velocity coming at you, there's no taking a break.
Yeah, when you're either catching or playing first base, each
Yeah,
one that
hot
you
corner is
did.
not fun either.
That last pitch was a strike, so now here's the 1-1 to Powell. The delivery from Beaver, bunned at and missed, 1-2.
Well, I just say when people come up and talk to us about Miss Hemphill, the 2 home runs that are constantly brought up to us,
Oh,
the home run at Auburn
of course.
and the home run in the SEC tournament against Tennessee.
Okay.
1-2 from Beaver, misses low, 2-2.
First of all, the one at Auburn, have you ever hit a ball that hard before or since?
No, definitely not since. But, no, I think that was definitely the most hard-hit ball I've ever hit.
Not sure if it's landed yet.
Can't wait to be there again.
Yes, forever.
2-2 from Beaver.
I believe
Powell
you
fouls
said
that off.
it ended up in Opelika?
Opelika.
That was
yes.
that. Tom said that.
Yeah, okay.
Almost knocked down the Eagle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so close.
Quickly, I replied, and naturally, that'll be the end of a day for Maddie Benton.
Yeah, that was said.
that was, yeah. 2-2 from Beaver. Fouled away again. Powell hanging tough. Nobody on, 1 out. Top of the third, no score. Alabama and A&M.
And then the home run against Tennessee in the SEC tournament, that was in the semifinals, put us back ahead late in that ball game. What an atmosphere that was here at the Rhodes House for that SEC tournament.
No, that, especially coming off of the gradual increase of fans, that was really special.
Another 2-2. Fouled away. I want to throw in one more home run. There's so many options.
Sure.
The Arizona State Grand Slam against Trisha Ford.
Mm-hmm.
I'd remind you.
The last time she was here. As a matter of fact.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up as well. That's probably the loudest I've ever heard Rhodes, because that was like full max capacity.
Yes, very much so.
Another 2-2 here in this battle, and that's grounded foul. I wanted to get your on-the-record version of that story because we've heard some of the things that I believe you winked at Murph before that at bat.
No, Murph, no. Alyssa Brown was at third base, and we had this joke that we were a 1-2 punch, even though we never batted next to each other ever.
Ever.
And so she was on third. I was walking up to the plate, and we pointed at each other and smiled, like our 1-2 punch type thing. I was not looking at Murph. I was all to Alyssa Brown. Let's get that record straight. But no, that was like probably one of my top 5 memories of, like, that was a really cool moment. I think I got goosebumps thinking about it. And then whatever happened after, obviously, was really cool too.
Yeah.
But we kind of like knew that was going to happen in that moment.
You could definitely feel it. Something was about to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. We felt it too. Another 2-2. This time, Beaver. Oh, no. Powell got a piece. It remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It was quite the at-bat here from Kennedy Powell and Beaver. Another one, Gray wasn't there for because he hadn't joined us yet.
Oh, I know where this is going.
I believe might have been your first ever game at Coastal Carolina.
Yes.
The Kickin' Chicken Classic.
The Kickin' Chicken Classic. You hit one over the batting facility that was in straightaway center field. Might have been your first career home run. I don't know if it was your first at bat.
Yeah.
Your
My first at bat was a home run. It
Yeah,
was.
Tom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tom.
or
Come
do-
on,
Where's
Tom. What do you do
Hempel?
around here?
There's been a lot of games since then, as you said, Bailey.
Yes. Yes.
But that was I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
this is going to be fun for 4 years.
And it was.
It
The
was.
2-2. On the ground towards Hevlin at second. She's got it. Throw to first in time. 2 gone. I want to ask you, Bailey, as well about Monday Night Softball. That is something that has become a big-time deal in the Southeastern Conference. Kind of
Yes.
got really rolling when your career was going, and now it's such a showcase for the sport. As a player, what were the feelings as Amari Harper steps in going into a Monday Night Softball game?
Well, first things first. They had shirts made for every Monday Night Softball.
That's right.
I was so pumped to see what the shirt was going to look like. And then 2, you knew all eyes were on us, like a Monday night game, because everybody else is done with the weekend. Like, there's like, I think they only do 1 series on a Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So yeah, like that, all eyes on you. Atmosphere's electric. Night game, like you can't get better than that.
First pitch fouled away by Harper. Now the 0-1 is fouled to the same spot. 0-2. Harper struck out her first time up.
So you got here on Sunday, so you weren't here for the world premiere at the Bama Theater.
It's
How,
not.
how excited are you to see Bama
I'm-
SB this evening?
I'm really excited. I was talking to some of the 2012 alums, and they were like, it's definitely something to see.
Back to Beaver. Oh, she bobbled it. Now we'll throw to first. Still it's in time, and that will end the inning. Not quite as clean as usual, but the Beav got it done. 1-2-3.
That's 22 straight innings for Caleb Beaver without an earned run.
I love that.
Yes.
Bailey Hempel, you going to stick around for the bottom of the third?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Let's go there. No score, Alabama, Texas A&M. We'll be right back here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. By Bojangles. Download the new Bojangles app and bring the flavor to your next softball tailgate with chicken, biscuits, and fixings, all by ordering ahead on the convenient Bojangles app. It's bow time, y'all. We are still scoreless as we go to the bottom of the third. Alabama A&M rubber match of this series. Due up for the tide at 7-8-9. Dukeshire, Hevlin, and Valentine against Emily Kennedy in the circle for the Aggies. Gray and Tom here in the booth, as we are for every game ever. But we're pleased to be joined by the great Bailey Hemphill. Bailey, have you done any commentary before like this?
I have not. First time.
Well, then this is your audition.
Oh,
to take,
no.
To take over for me because the people are mad.
No, they're not.
Who's to say?
The people that matter aren't mad, Gray.
Oh, thanks, Tom.
As far as I know, I'll say. Same with me.
Ethan?
I'm in the same boat with you.
Abby Dukeshire will lead off against Kennedy. First pitch is in there for a strike to Duke, who's hitting .299, 32 of 107, 11 runs scored, 6 doubles, 6 homers, 29 RBIs, and on the series, 1 for 4 with that 2 RBI double off Kennedy in game 1. And the 0-1 is fouled off 0-2.
Bailey, games like yesterday don't happen very often, but when they do, like when you were playing, how did you go about turning the page from a game like that?
Yeah, the best thing you can do in that moment is not dwell on it. You got to flush it because the series is still up for grab the next day. So you watch your at-bats, see what you did well, didn't do well, and just kind of shake the rest of it. You know, errors are not common, so just shake it, move on. No point in dwelling on it.
0-2 skips him 1-2. Yeah, that was a point that we made in post-game. As haywire as yesterday got, it counts the exact same in the standings as the first game. That was very normal.
Yeah.
1-2. Dukeshire fouls that off down the left side. When you watch somebody like Emily Kennedy in the circle, who's a power lefty, you don't see those a ton nowadays in softball. As a hitter, first the 1-2. Low, 2-2. As a hitter, what kind of things are you trying to pick up on?
I guess the biggest thing is you just trying to gauge if she's trying to get ahead early, especially with velocity. You want to attack early on if that's the case. But
Dukeshire sends that high in the sky to center. Hill is there. She'll make the catch for out number 1.
But yeah, most important thing is just kind of like pitchers like that don't tend to make mistakes often, so you got to capitalize on the mistakes when they do make them.
Which is what Duke did in game number 1. Got a mistake change up that put it in the gap, and those were the only runs scored in the ball game.
Here's Callie Hevlin. First pitch. Clips the outer half for a strike. Callie hitting .264, 28 of 106, 16 runs scored, 4 doubles, a triple, 5 homers, 20 RBIs, and on the series 1 for 5. 0-1 misses outside, 1-1.
One thing that the documentary shows, and we talk about all the time, is the
swing and a miss, 1-2.
It's the Bama U family, and you know, everybody's a part of it. Doesn't matter when you played. You know, if you're still playing, once you're done playing, you're still part of the family. What has that kind of meant to you since you've left Alabama?
It's really like one of the coolest things that I took from being part of this program, because I'm close to people I never even played with. Like, you know, it extends so far, and you really do. It's a sisterhood. So, and not just with the players. I mean, support staff. You guys are family. So it's just really cool to like have like an extended family crossing so many different people, and it's just really awesome to come back and kind of share our memories together.
2-2 to Hevlin is fouled off down the right side. When you do make it back, where do you like to go? Do you have a place that you like to go here in T-Town? Because I know with school, it's hard to get back up as much as you'd like to.
When I come with my parents love Jim and Nick's. We don't have that in Louisiana, so Jim and Nick's is the place. Personally, I'm a Moe's Barbecue girl, all right?
I remember.
Yeah. But yeah, so I come to hang out with people, honestly. I'm not really worried about the spot I'm going to. So
it's 2 straight balls from Kennedy. So Callie Hevlin is aboard with the walk with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd, which, Tom, breaks up the perfect game.
It does.
From Emily Kennedy.
We can't use our powers yet.
Not yet. But you know who would love to use her powers? Riley Valentine.
Yep.
The former Texas A&M Aggie will step in. Catcher hitting .204 this year, 11 of 54, 16 runs scored, 2 homers, 11 RBIs, and she wanted it, but swing and a miss on the first pitch 4-strike one.
It wasn't a transfer situation for you, but whenever you played a team from the state of Louisiana, did that kind of give you a little extra?
Yeah. You want it. You want it that much more.
One was high and tight to Valentine and fouled off as she was showing bunt, 0-2.
Even when you know, like former teammates from travel ball, there's a little extra edge to it. So I can imagine going from a totally different school. It's probably a little bit more meaningful to her.
0-2 from Kennedy. Foul back. Yeah, and that's something that, not that we're going to get into a deep philosophical discussion about college sports, but that's more normal now. I mean, that's the way that the portal has changed the landscape in so many different ways. 0-2, fouled away again. It would also be fitting, Bailey, if you wanted to, for a moment, take a second to talk about the great Allison Habits, who we honored yesterday at the game. She was on our airwaves Saturday. Her CO2 is again fouled by Valentine. And this is the first year in a very, very, very long time that Allie has not been on staff here at Alabama.
It's my Louisiana girl, my fellow Louisiana girl. She's a big reason why I came here. She made this place feel extra homey. We're away from home for 5 years.
Valentine hits that out to right. That's got some carry, and it's all the way to the wall. Hevlin and Valentine were close to each other, but I don't think Valentine passed Hevlin. Callie had to hold in case it was caught. So runners on first and second with one out, and Riley missed a 2-run homer by maybe 3 feet.
Thought she had it. Man. But that does break up the no-hitter.
Yeah, there you go.
So
Powers used.
we didn't even have to do it. No, she did it on her own.
And they'll show the replay. So Callie played this right. You have to wait. But I think she sensed that wasn't going to be caught and got far enough. Yeah, Riley never passed her. Back to the top of the order with Kristen White, who struck out her first time up. First pitch, bunted foul.
Well, first base runners today, so that means first time Alabama can maybe put some motion, get something going on the base paths.
It's been really hard for White to get a bunt down against Kennedy. 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. The 0-2 from Kennedy is slapped towards third, and there's one play that will be made as Powell throws it to the covering Wiggins at third base for out number 2, and unfortunately, that went exactly the opposite of how it was supposed to go. But it does set up Kinley Cahalan, who has come through in these big moments multiple times this year. 2 on, 2 out, no score, bottom of the third. Cahalan fouled out her first time up. First pitch misses for ball 1.
That's kind of it's the big conundrum as a hitter of trying not to be too aggressive but aggressive at the same time in these type of situations.
The 1-0. That's a strike, 1-1.
Fine line between too aggressive and too patient.
Yeah.
One. Strike call, 1-2. And the pitch from Kennedy is lined foul down the right side. Didn't realize how
He was hit hard.
far away I was seated from the right field line, 1-2.
But you got a chance to talk about Allie. What about Murph? What would you say about Murph?
Murph's he's one of the big pieces of the puzzle around here.
The 1-2 is hit out to center, and it's caught on a dive by Hill to end the inning. Oh. Kinley striped that, but Hill made a great diving catch.
Finish your thought, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just say, he means so much to not only me, everybody else in the program. He's brought all of us here together. Somehow realized we all needed to be friends and family together. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. And he's truly one of the best people I know. So all you Patrick Murphy haters, chill out.
Hey, she said it.
Yes.
Thank you, Bailey Himbo, for
Thanks
joining
for
us.
having me.
No score as we go to the fourth. Alabama A&M Game 3 here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. By Nukes. At Nukes, your food is always made to order in an open kitchen with the freshest ingredients. Visit them locally on University Boulevard or order online at nukes.com. Nukes is a proud supporter of Alabama softball. As are we, Cray Robertson and Tom Canterbury, here in the booth. We go to the top of the fourth. It's 2-3-4. Eshtay, Hill, and Cottrell due up for the Aggies against Caleb Beaver. And Tom, as I toss it back to you, I think Trisha Ford's about to do the interview, so we have some time. But Bailey Hempill, just a natural at the plate and a natural in the booth. And maybe my job is in danger. I don't know.
No.
She's pretty good.
She was really good. We kind of had a feeling that
Yeah.
she was going to be natural. She did a great job, and fun to reminisce with her. Some of the hardest hit balls literally I've ever seen.
Oh, well, first off, I didn't mention this. The GoPro, we have the booth cam.
Sure.
Shout out to Ethan. The GoPro purchase was inspired by the Grand Slam against Arizona State because we were like,
they had to see.
I wish that we had a way to, because we had multiple people around us that day go, wow, we saw y'all fall out of this booth.
Yeah.
And now the GoPro is a phenomenon because of Bailey Hempill.
Yeah. We caught our mouths agape with the shot at Auburn.
Well, that's the best one of all
Oh,
time.
man.
All right, Tom, I'll pass it back to you. I tried. I was close.
Oh, man. Kramer Eshtay will lead things off for A&M here, 2-3-4 for the Aggies. And the first pitch is low for ball one against Caleb Beaver. In the circle for Alabama, the Beav has gone 3 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts, 43 pitches and 33 strikes. The 1-0. Eshtay pulls back the bunt. It's a little outside, 2-0. Almost identical line scores. A&M with no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. Alabama, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left. Last inning, Riley Valentine just missed the 2-run homer. And then Kenlika Halen. That one's a 1-hopper to first, knocked down by Broadfoot. She'll throw to Hevlin covering from second. It's not going to be in time. And Kramer Eshtay reaches to lead things off here in the fourth. I believe is going to be the second hit. That is an infield hit on the day. As Jasmine Hill will now step up. Now they are going to give that actually an E3. So the error brings up Jasmine Hill, the first pitch. Grounded to third. They'll throw to second, get 1. Hevlin will make the throw to first, but it's not going to be in time to turn the double play, but does get the lead runner. And there's 1 away. Just a little bit too far of a throw from Dowling to be able to turn that double play, but got the out. There's 1 gone for the catcher, Julia Cottrell.
I'll tell you what, if you can only pick 1 base runner to be on, you'd rather have Hill because of Eshtay's speed, and obviously the lead runner retired is big.
First pitch to Julia Cottrell is low for ball 1. Cottrell grounded out her first time up. The 1-0 pitch. Low again, 2 balls and no strikes. Back to the Alabama coaching staff.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
There are more?
Patrick Murphy, the head coach, the assistant coach, Caleb Rowe, pitching coach, Lance McMahon, hitting coach, Adam Arbor, coordinator of player development is Ryan I. Murray, director of softball operations, Jaden Spencer.
Ribs.
That's foul back, 2-1. AC Tink is the athletic trainer, strength conditioning coach, Michelle Diltz, sports information director, Nathan Sheehan, Scott Moyer, the video director, assistant video director, Lindsay Garcia, Stu Moore, the equipment manager, sports nutritionist, Brianna Leonard, and the photographer is Kent Gidley. The 2-0 to Cottrell. Called strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. For Texas A&M, their head coach is Tricia Ford. She's in her second year in College Station. Assistant coaches Jeff Harger, Russ Heffley, and Eric Leba. 2-2 pitch. Cottrell fouls it away. We'll do it again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alabama in the all-white uniforms, the white jerseys. Crimson script Alabama across the chest, crimson pinstripes on both the jersey and the pants. White pants and crimson socks.
Which debuted on Monday Night Softball against Florida earlier this year.
2-2. Fouled off. We'll do it again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Texas A&M in the all-maroon jerseys and uniforms. The maroon jerseys, white sleeves, Aggies in block white across the chest. Maroon pants, maroon socks with white stripes.
You know what? Shout out to A&M. Maroon jersey with white numbers.
You can see the numbers.
We can see them. Hello.
No vulgar phrases on the back. The 2-2, low. The count's full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out runner on first, no score, top of the 4th. Payoff pitch is in the dirt for ball 4, so Cottrell will draw the walk, and now the Aggies have runners on first and second with 1 out. For Trinity Cannon, first baseman's 0 for 1 with a flyout.
It's probably the one batter that you would rather not test the old runners on, runners in scoring position batting average theory.
First pitch, low for ball 1. Alabama softball's upcoming schedule brought to you by Yellowhammer Brewing Company, Alabama's finest craft brewery. Hit your stride with a refreshing Yellowhammer beer, now available at stores near you. Load up the podcast, Gray. The 1-0 is a little bit low, 2 balls and no strikes.
Where are we going?
Bama hits the road next weekend. Take on Arkansas in Fayetteville. Game 1 on Friday night between the Tide and the Razorbacks, set for 6 p.m. Airtime 5:50 here on the network as Lance McMahon comes out to have a word with Caleb Beaver. Has had an issue locating here this inning.
All of a sudden.
Yeah.
But I will say this. You mentioned what time is the first game?
6.
Okay. The second game is at 8 o'clock the next day.
Good Lord.
So we've got a long time. And our buddy Tim Walton in Florida gave us an arcade to go visit in Fayetteville.
Done.
Yes. I'm bringing all the quarters. Let's go.
So we got an arcade. We know we got to go to JJ's.
Hammond Trees.
Hammond Trees. We are set to roll.
Yeah, we really don't need any other recommendations. I think we're set.
I mean, if somebody wants to give us, we'll weigh the options. But Fayetteville, fun time. Takes a day to get there.
Yes.
So once you're there, it's great.
By the way, pinch runner in for A&M. Haley Golden has come out to run at second for Hill. Got to think Cannon's going to be pretty aggressive on this 2-0.
2-0 pitch. Ooh, it's a little bit high, I guess. 3-0. 3-0 is right in there for a strike, 3-1.
So this goes back to that 3-1 situation I mentioned earlier. Kayla Beaver, I haven't looked at the updated numbers, but the OBP against her was 831 going into the Ole Miss series on 3-1 counts. She got away with one earlier, but here's another big one.
3-1 pitch is a little high for ball 4. So A&M now with 1 out has loaded the bases without the benefit of a base hit. for Allie Enright, who has the lone hit of the ball game for Texas A&M. She singled in the second. First pitch, low for ball one.
Seems like Beaver's velocity has dropped just a little bit here in this inning, too, as she's tried to place these pitches a little bit too much.
The 1-0. That's a fly ball. Foul ground, right-hand side. Clark will catch it, tagging up from third. Here comes the throw, and it's not caught by Valentine. It gets away, and 2 runs will score. The throw probably would not have got the runner, the first runner, Golden, but Cottrell's run after the missed catch makes it 2-0.
Pretty good throw by Kendall Clark. I don't know. It would have been pretty close. It would have been really close, but Riley Valentine, I think, started to turn before she had possession of the ball.
That brings up Rylan Wiggins now with a runner on second, and that pitch gets through Valentine to the backstop, and taking third is Cannon.
If you're Kayla Beaver, you got to quickly regroup.
That one's popped up, foul ground, third base side. It will get over, first base side will get over the A&M dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike on Wiggins. So that for Enright will be a sacrifice fly RBI, and then an E9 to allow the second runner to score.
I think that's how you have to score it. I didn't think it was a bad throw by Clark.
No.
Just, fortunately, that because of how the play went, that is the correct scoring.
2-2 to Wiggins. The 1-1 to Wiggins. Foul back, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cannon now on third with a wild pitch. The 1-2. Low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Very frustrating. Alabama had 2 great hits last inning. Didn't result in a run scoring, and A&M's now scored 2 without the benefit of a hit. 2-2 pitch. That one's a fly ball to the left. That's settling underneath it. Making the catch is Jenna Johnson for out number 3 to retire the side. But Texas A&M takes the lead as A&M gets 2 runs on no hits. There were 2 errors and 1 runner left on base. We move to the bottom of the 4th, 2-0 A&M here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
You're live.
The 4th inning is presented by Nukes. At Nukes, your food is always made to order in an open kitchen with the freshest ingredients. Visit them locally on University Boulevard or order online at nukes.com. Nukes is a proud supporter of Alabama softball. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Texas A&M with a 2-0 lead over Alabama, and the Aggies are making a change in the circle. We'll tell you about the new pitcher after we pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
Clear for station ID. Back in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
With this call to the bullpen, we remind all Crimson Tide fans to stay up to date with all recommended vaccinations. Flu season is here, and COVID-19 continues to affect our community, so don't wait. Vaccinate. 2-0 Texas A&M as we head to the bottom of the fourth, and the new pitcher for the Aggies, replacing Emily Kennedy, is Brooke Vestal.
This is interesting, isn't it? You know, the Ole Miss transfer comes in with a 3.84 ERA, 2-0 record, 14th appearance, 27 and a third innings, 19 hits, 18 runs, 15 earned, 16 walks, 32 strikeouts, opponents hitting 188 against Vestal. Super spinny. We're going to see pitches, and we're going to wonder right now, how did she do that? Like, it is very spinny, but control can be an issue. The velocity change is significant, high 50s, low 60s. Going to see mostly curve and drop, and again, very spinny, a lot of speed mixing. I wonder if this was a full plan, or if this was, Alabama started to do a little bit better against Kennedy that last inning. Go ahead and make the change. I wouldn't think, though, that Emily Kennedy is gone too far, and she'll be ready to come back in just in case.
As it stands right now, she went 3 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 53 pitches, 38 strikes. Kendall Clark will be the first batter to face Brooke Vestal. She takes a pitch for a called strike. Clark is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. A&M scored 2 unearned runs in the 4th inning, so the earned run streak continues for Kayla Beaver, but she's down 2-0 in the game. Clark swings and misses there, no balls and 2 strikes. The question posed is, should Kendall Clark have let that ball fall in foul ground?
I don't know. I would say no.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Clark down on 3 straight pitches, trying to adjust to that spin.
Well, sorry to Kendall Clark. You're the first one, so everyone is now going to know what they're looking for, but you can see just how tight the spin is. It's almost like a hovercraft coming in there, and they were all 3 strikes too.
Bailey Dowling steps in, swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1.
Now, back to the original question. I think I'm okay with Kendall Clark catching it because conceivably, even if she doesn't get it, 2 outs and only 1 run scores.
Right. The 0-1 hit Dowling on the bounce. So Bailey will take first on the hit by pitch.
And the other thing is, it wasn't, say, a Rylan Wiggins up. No shots at Rylan Wiggins, but Allie Enright is literally one of the 3 best offensive options for A&M. So if you can get her out, you got to get her out.
So Dowling will be replaced by Kinley Pate, pinch running here, the Northport native. Now runner on first, 1 out, and Alabama bringing the tying run to the plate right here, down 2-0.
Tom, everyone else is warming up in the Aggie bullpen except for Kennedy. I see Levitt, I see Ackerman. And Kennedy is holding a clipboard. This might just be everybody else's game.
Yeah. Wore out yesterday with an 11-run lead. First pitch is in there for a strike on Jenna Johnson, who's 0 for 1 with a line out.
Do you like how they had to show the bullpen with the high home?
I was going to say, I was wondering. I can't believe we saw what was happening in the bullpen.
Yeah.
Game's on television. The 0-1. Jenna grounds that one through for a base hit. Pate, with it in front of her, had to hold up. And she'll be on second. Now Alabama has runners on first and second with 1 away.
Well, I'm liking the quick adjustments that I'm seeing from the Alabama bats. Again, this is, you're getting super spinny, but also these are basically all change-ups. And you've got to stay back on your weight and then go through. That's what Johnson did right there. It wasn't super hard, but it was just right in the right spot.
Now Emma Broadfoot to the plate. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Broadfoot grounded out her first time up. First pitch, high for ball 1. And like the first 3 pitches to Kendall Clark were all really good, located exactly where they were supposed to be.
Tight spin, yeah.
But since then, hit by pitch in the single. The 1-0, too high, 2-0.
And could this be setting up for another bases loaded opportunity for Abby Dukeshire, who's getting into the Claire Jenkins zone?
The 2-0. High 3-0.
I mean, Vestal on the year against, or I should say in her last 4 appearances, a 17.50 ERA, 3 2/3, 5 hits, 6 walks allowed.
3-0 to Broadfoot. Gets past the catcher. Pate will head to third and look home, but will not come around. But that's going to be a 4-pitch walk to Emma Broadfoot to load the bases here with 1 away for Abby Dukeshire.
Oh man, a tale as old as time, right?
Here we go, Abby.
Here we go now, Duke. Hit it up in here. 1 for 5 in conference play with the bases juiced. If there was ever a time, right now.
Got a pretty well hit ball her first time up, fly it out to center, and that came and that hit Dukeshire. On the bounce, Dukeshire heads to first with the RBI. Coming in to score is Kinley Pate, and it's 2-1 Texas A&M.
She delivered. And I said now's the time for a hit. That's not quite what I meant. And Trisha Ford is like, we out. That is probably going to be it for Brooke Vestal. Or if it's not, then
what are we doing?
Yeah,
looks like we will see a new A&M pitcher. Alabama has the bases loaded with 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 4th, they've got 1 in. They've already answered, but now looking for more, down by 1. I'll tell you about the new A&M pitcher after this here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Alabama with the bases loaded, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. They trail 2-1. Callie Hevlin will be the batter, and she will face the new pitcher for Texas A&M, and it's going to be Shaylee Ackerman.
Ackerman, a 2.67 ERA on the year, 7-1 record. This is her 17th appearance. 57 2/3 innings, 46 hits, 26 runs, 22 earned, 26 walks, 36 strikeouts. Got the win in Game 2, went 3 1/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Wasn't super sharp, I didn't think, but it is a change in velocity. Mid-60s, going to work more drop, screw on the corners, but will attack low in the zone. Has a bit of a chase rise. That's not really something that she throws for a strike often. And for the most part, she will work away against a player in Callie Hevlin who has also, I feel like, been up in this kind of situation many times and has come oh so close to coming through. She wants to do it here. That would be a big-time heel turn in this game, which A&M probably felt like, oh, we got this going to the bottom of the 4th, but all of a sudden, this has gotten quite fascinating.
Kat Grill is a pinch runner now. She's on second. So you got Jenna Johnson on third, Kat Grill on second, Abby Dukeshire on first. First pitch to Callie Hevlin is high for ball 1. Brooke Vestal went a third of an inning, gave up 1 hit, 1 run, it was earned, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Hit a couple batters, 12 pitches, 6 strikes, and is responsible for all 3 runners on base.
Hevlin on the year, 3 for 6 with the bases loaded.
That one's foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And 1 for 2 in SEC play with the bases loaded. Had that hit against Ole Miss, that little flare out to right, which would do the job here. Of course, she wants more. I will not complain.
She wants to put on the big hat. I'd be all for it. The 1-1. Evelyn fouls that one back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. Inside and low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good.
Good. Where's the sign? Oh, it's not here.
Well, this booth has been cleared out for some things.
It really is truly a multi-purpose room.
The 2-2. Evelyn grounds that one foul. Do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And look, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but if it's out, it's got to be a productive out. Like a run has to score.
You're right.
On this situation.
The 2-2. Outside. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Ooh, Callie, you daredevil, you.
Yes, fully immersed in the river.
Yeah, good screwball from Ackerman. Trying to cut back in just a bit, but stayed a hair outside.
Now the payoff pitch to Hevlin. Chopper up the middle. That's going to get down for a base hit. 1 run will score. Here comes Grill. The throw's not in time. Bama's got the lead. 2-run single by Callie Hevlin, and Bama leads at 3-2.
No big hat, but a big cheer. Hevlin going after the same pitch, screwball, but this one is brought in a little bit more over the white, and Hevlin puts it in play. It's in the right spot. Wiggins was playing shallow. If she's playing regular depth, honestly, potential double play for A&M. But because the bases were loaded and Wiggins was in, that got past her out to center. 2 runs scored, and Alabama not only responds, but grabs the lead and sets up a potential for maybe a knockout punch here in this inning.
As the A&M transfer Riley Valentine steps in, she just missed a 2-run homer her first time up. Long single. First pitch is popped up, foul ground, back behind home plate. Sticking with it and making the catch is Cottrell for out number 2.
Man, thought that was going to get out. And Patrick Murphy will go to the bench here for Kristen White and bring in a pinch hitter, Lauren Johnson, who's hitting .319 on the year, 15 of 47, 8 RBIs, couple doubles, 13 runs scored, and that always fun, 467 OBP. I like the move. Lauren Johnson, more of an RBI producer than Kristen White. K-Dub has not really seen it well here tonight.
So Lojo will come in now. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Bama's got the 3-2 lead, but trying to get some more. Runners on first and second. First pitch. Called strike.
Lojo, as a pinch hitter this year, 1 for 2. That one hit was with the bases loaded against Kentucky.
That's right. The 0-1. Johnson fouls that one off. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2. Ground ball to short. Stop made. The throw is going to be in time from Wiggins to Harper at second to get the out and retire the side. But Alabama answers back here in the home half of the 4th inning, grabbing the lead back from Texas A&M as Alabama gets 3 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left on base.
Look, I don't know why Emily Kennedy came out of this game, but Alabama did what I wish they had done a little bit more yesterday, in that they sensed the opportunity and grabbed it. And after Kendall Clark struck out, it was a fact-finding mission against Vestal. They found a way to get the bases loaded, and then Callie Hevlin came up with a critical hit to give Alabama the lead. And now here we go.
We head to the 5th inning. It's 3-2 Alabama here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. The fifth inning is presented by Yellowhammer Brewing Company, Alabama's finest craft brewery. Hit your stride with refreshing Yellowhammer beer, now available at stores near you. We move to the top of the fifth inning. Alabama with a 3-2 lead over Texas A&M. Game 3 of this series. Capped off with Monday night softball. Alabama won Game 1 on Saturday 2-0. It was Texas A&M with a 17-6 win in Game 2. And here it's Alabama 3, Texas A&M 2 as we head to the fifth. Coleman, Powell, and Harper due up 8-9-1 against Kayla Beaver. Brianna Coleman, the designated player, 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. The first pitch, foul straight back for strike one. We mentioned softball next weekend, Gray, coming up later on this week on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Alabama baseball, the Tide hosting UAB tomorrow. Coach Rob Vaughn, one of the people that threw out the ceremonial first pitch here today, coming off of their series victory over the #1 team, Arkansas. That one's fouled away. No balls and 2 strikes.
So who's on the schedule this weekend for baseball?
Well, they get to take a break from the #1 team, and they'll face now the new #1 team in the nation, the Texas A&M Aggies.
Honestly, I like their odds as long as I'm not there.
Right.
And I will be in Fayetteville.
We will be as far away from there as possible. We had fun doing the game.
It was great.
The 0-2. Fouled off. We'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes. They hosted the #1 team in the nation, won the series, and the only game they didn't win was the one we did.
Think about how electric it would have been, though.
Oh, man.
I mean, the Arkansas fans were watching the booth
Yeah.
cam, and they were like, what are y'all doing? This is
Right. We were a little energetic for baseball.
Yeah. Hey, we do it.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got her with the rise, and there's one down here in the fifth, and that Bama strikeout, like all Tide strikeouts, brought to you by Barclay GMC of Tuscaloosa for over 42 years. Barclay makes it easy online at barclaygmc.com.
Coleman had done a nice job fouling off a couple solid rise balls from Beaver, so what does Beaver do? Crank it up a little bit more. Not quite skyscraper, but, second to last floor.
Kenny Powell steps in and fouls the first pitch off.
What?
They're saying that hit her. Well, there's 2 things. 1,
Did she swing?
right, did it hit her? And 2, did she swing?
They say she didn't swing.
And Patrick Murphy is saying that was a strike. That was a swing. It doesn't matter if it hit her or not. It's a foul ball or a strike. So we will see if Alabama will ask for a review here. Okay, it did hit her.
Yeah, that hit her. The question is, was she over the plate?
Right.
Maybe.
We'll see if it's something that's reviewed.
I don't know. She's over the box.
Right. You can't review a check swing, so you can't review whether or not it was a swinging strike or not. You can review whether or not she was over the plate. Doesn't look like they're going to. So Kennedy Powell reaches on the hit by pitch. Putting a runner on first. Back to the top of the order. And Amari Harper, who's over 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. First pitch to her, fouled away. 4 strike 1.
Tom, have we mentioned how tonight is Taco Hot Sauce Night yet?
I don't know if we've talked about it on air.
Okay. It's a national holiday, Taco Hot
It
Sauce
is,
Night.
yes. Taco got on the board finally with that last race.
So here's the thing about Taco Hot Sauce Night. I get so invested, and then by the 3rd race, I've forgotten.
You're right.
So we'll find out at the end how we did.
The 0-1 line, foul again, no balls and 2 strikes. The race for the Lindsey Jones Cup is just neck and neck.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay, because I'm not involved with the scoring or in the competition for the title because I'm so far back.
No,
there's no chance.
I'm doing better than I did last year, which the bar was low. Correct.
Like 0 for 8.
Not that bad. The 0-2 is low. They'll throw back to first. Diving back in is Powell. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Harper.
Well, Powell can take off, 10 for 12 in stolen bases this year. Wouldn't be surprised if A&M try to hit and run on this 1-2. Worked yesterday.
1-2 pitch is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lauren Johnson did say in the ball game she is now out in center field. So you got Johnson, and Clark, the law firm.
Quite. Esquire?
2-2. Line to left on the run is Jenna. She can't come up with it, and the ball falls fair. Johnson now gets it in, and that's going to be a double for Amari Harper. And runners on second and third now, and 1 out for Texas A&M.
Pitch on the outer half, running away. The Harper just goes with Johnson. Wisely does not go for the dive here. If she goes for the dive, her run scores. But after it ticked off her glove just fair, it kind of ran away from her. And
she didn't see it as soon as it bounced out.
Yeah.
She thought it was behind her.
Instead, it went about
front.
5 feet to the right, and now out comes Patrick Murphy and Lance McMahon.
It's 3-2 Alabama, but A&M now has runners in scoring position with 1 out for the 2-hole hitter, Kramer Eshtay.
And I think part of this conversation is going to be how you want to play Eshtay here, because she's got a home run on the season. She's got 5 doubles, but for the most part, gap to gap is a little her game. Really, it's all about just putting the ball in play. And I wouldn't be shocked, honestly, with the speed of Powell at third, if they tried a squeeze of some sort here with Eshtay, especially considering Alabama has had some issues fielding bunts.
Yeah, got to be ready on the corners with Broadfoot and Dowling.
And that was an all-coach timeout. Caleb Rowe called over the outfielders as well. Coach Murphy, Lance McMahon chatting with the infield, and Caleb Beaver.
Now Kramer Eshtay steps in. She's 0 for 2, reached on an error last inning. First pitch is low for ball 1.
All right, if they're going to try the squeeze, it'll be here.
Is a ground ball that's going to get through for a base hit in the left field, and we're tied up at 3. Just past the diving Kinley Cahalan at short. And that's the first earned run given up by Kayla Beaver in 23 and a third innings.
Tom, that's the first earned run given up by Caleb Beaver in conference play at home. And again, a situation where if that's just a regular old defensive play, that's an out. But because of the situation, Cahalan had to go just past the glove.
First pitch to Jasmine Hill is in there for a called strike. Hill is 0 for 2, struck out in the first, reached on a fielder's choice, and scored in the 4th.
Don't see any Aggies warming up in the bullpen. Thought we might see Kennedy warming up.
The 0-1, fouled straight back on a hit and run. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch. Chopper down the first base line. Broadfoot will tag the runner, but scoring on the play is Harper. And Hill is trying to say that she didn't get tagged.
They're calling for obstruction, but Emma was inside the baseline, so.
When you have the ball, if you have the ball, you can't be obstructed. You can't be the obstructed player.
Or are they arguing that Riley Valentine obstructed Jasmine Hill? I don't know how that would make any sense because she's behind Hill anyway. I'll take another look at it.
Well, Valentine certainly didn't do
No. Emma gets it.
Yeah, that tag's right there on the hip.
I don't know what we're reviewing.
This replay review is brought to you by the University Medical Center with 6 locations in West Alabama. University Medical Center provides comprehensive health care for you and your family. Call 205-348-1770 for an appointment. We are going to review whether or not a tag was applied. Either way, A&M scored and it's 4-3 Aggies. I mean, to me, it looks like she gets her on the hip.
That's not the angle. That was from.
I don't know, and I don't know if we have an angle to say any different.
I mean, indisputable is the word. And
Right.
I don't know. Do you see anything indisputable there?
I certainly don't.
What a weird play that
Yeah,
was.
Broadfoot
anyway.
was caught in between trying to maybe let it go foul.
That one gives a little bit more doubt, the high home angle. We might have a call now. Okay.
All right, they're going to say that she is out. So it's going to be an RBI ground out. There's 2 outs now. Harper scores. Eshte to second. And Julia Cottrell to the plate. Cottrell is 0 for 1 with a ground out, a walk, and a run scored. First pitch. That's a ground ball to third. Dowling charges, makes a stop in the throw for out number 3 to retire the side. But Texas A&M answers Alabama's 3 runs with 2 of their own here in the 5th inning as they get 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. We stretch in Tuscaloosa. It's 4-3 Texas A&M here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
The 5th inning is presented by Yellowhammer Brewing Company, Alabama's finest craft brewery. Hit your stride with a refreshing Yellowhammer beer, now available at stores near you. Texas A&M leads 4-3 against the Tide as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Alabama will have 2, 3, 4 due up to Halen, Clark, and Dowling. And kind of as I figured, Emily Kennedy is back in. She took an inning off and has returned. 3 innings so far in this game. 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 53 pitches, and 38 strikes for Kennedy, the power lefty who was pulled in the 4th for Vestal, who then gave way to Ackerman. But A&M scored 2 in the top of the 5th, and now Trisha Ford's like, okay, enough of that. Back to our ace. Now we'll see what Alabama can put together as they try and answer, trailing 4-3. Kinley Cahalan is 0 for 2. Fouled out in the 1st, lined out in the 3rd. Here's the eventual first pitch from Kennedy. Off speed misses for ball 1. I'm not going to lie, I was not watching the whole time. I'm not sure how much warm-up Kennedy had before re-entering. She was holding a clipboard for a while. And now she'll call time as Cottrell's having an issue with the pitch comm. So Tom, I just went through Kennedy's line after her inning siesta.
Yeah.
Now we'll see what adjustments Alabama's made. They were seeing her a little better already compared to the vast majority of game 1.
I definitely think that it was just a pre-planned move. We were going to pitch Vestal and maybe Ackerman in this game. The 1-0 to Cahalan is inside, 2-0. If you're Alabama now, an opportunity to answer back once again. Down 4-3. 2-0. Cahalan with a liner to right. That's going to fall for a base hit and get all the way to the wall. Cahalan rounds first, heads to second. Here she comes to third. She will stand there with a leadoff triple, starting things off here in the bottom of the 5th. Enright dove for it, but it got past her.
Kinley Cahalan triples?
Another one.
Who are they? Oh, man. I mean, what a way to start the inning. Yeah, it was a great effort by Enright, and I thought again, our luck.
I was going to
It's
say,
gonna get caught.
You got to be kidding me.
But Kinley Cahalan legged it out, and now Alabama very close to tying this one right back up.
Kendall Clark steps in. Swings and misses at the first pitch for strike one. She's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Infield playing in.
It has to be in the air. Has to be in the air.
The 0-1. Swung on and missed, 0-2.
And Patrick Murphy is telling Kendall Clark, whoa, hold on. Neither of those were strikes.
The 0-2. Clark fouls that one off. Stays live. No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2. Cahalan held off on the swing.
Oh, Tom.
Did not hold off on the swing. And Thomas Meyer says, hey, remember me, I'm here.
Caleb Rowe just looked at us from the first base coaching box. Let's see. Boy, I don't know.
Yeah. Didn't go, but got called. Now Bailey Dowling up. Dowling fouls that one away for strike one. Dowling's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Was hit by a pitch, and her pinch runner scored in the 4th. Patrick Murphy calls timeout. And we'll bring Bailey Dowling and Jenna Johnson over to have a discussion. Leadoff triple by Kinley Cahalan. Got to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Down 4-3. Here in the bottom of the 5th.
Wind remains still. I got to say, it's a pretty toasty evening, Tom.
Quite humid.
Quite humid.
The 0-1. Dowling with a hard hit ball to short. Looks back the runner and throws it to second. Excuse me, to first for out number 2.
Hit too hard. Just a split bit too hard. And fielded cleanly by Wiggins.
Now we'll bring up Jenna Johnson. Jenna's 1 for 2 on the day. Lined out in the 2nd. Singled and scored in the 4th. First pitch. Fouled away for strike one.
I would love to know all of a sudden why everybody's swinging at everything. Because Kennedy started the at-bat to Cahalan with 2 straight balls and was forced to throw a strike that Kinley took advantage of. Since then, nary a ball from Kennedy. Alabama's been swinging eagerly.
The one. That one's in the dirt, bounces away. Here comes Cahalan. She will score, and we're tied up at 4. Do it however you can.
Thank you.
Didn't swing at that one.
Nope.
That was a ball.
Good take by Jenna. Good base running by Kinley. I'll take the gift. Any dadgum time you serve up a run, you'll take it. And you know what that does is take a lot of pressure all of a sudden off of Jenna Johnson.
Yep. It's a 1-1 count. That pitch is in there for a strike. 1-2.
Whew.
Alabama answers back once again.
What a Monday night game, huh?
The 1-2. Jenna fouls it away. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Should we wait until the 6th for my Monday night version of scoreboard updates?
I've been trying to get to it for like 2 innings.
I know. We have a pod to advertise.
The 1-2. High and tight. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Man, what a mistake from Kennedy. I mean, I don't know. It could be the humidity, honestly. That ball slipped out of her hands, but she was cooking.
The 2-2. Jenna fouls it off. Stays alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. Jenna watches that one come in low and inside. The count's full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I think you're going to get that backdoor curve here on the payoff.
Payoff pitch. Johnson lines that one. It's knocked down by the third baseman. The throw is not going to be in time from Wiggins. And that's an infield single for Jenna Johnson, keeping this inning alive here in the 5th.
Well, a good piece. That was a little bit more elevated than I thought it would be. Right at Powell, who made a great effort. And then, I'll tell you what, Rylan Wiggins, how was this even close?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a little close, and she double clutched. But Alabama gets the base runner on their 5th hit of the night.
Now Emma Broadfoot to the plate. First pitch. Low for ball 1. Broadfoot's 0 for 1, grounded out in the 2nd, walked in the 4th, and her pinch runner scored.
And again, the freedom of the wild pitch took the pressure off Jenna Johnson, that AB.
Broadfoot goes too far on a check swing there, 1-1.
There were some pitches that I could see a world where the moment, and Jenna goes after it.
Yeah.
But then the runner scored, and all of a sudden it was like, okay, now I'm just starting an inning again.
Broadfoot takes that one low. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs with the runner on first. We're tied at 4 here in the bottom of the 5th. The 2-1 is high. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Strike zone discipline. Cottrell will go talk to Emily Kennedy. I mentioned it as we came back in the inning. I did not look the whole time. I am not sure if Kennedy threw a pitch in her inning off in the 4th.
So we will do a scoreboard update brought to you by the Out of the Box podcast, or our version of it, because there's no other softball games going on, or anything really. Check out the latest episode of the Out of the Box podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us at @OutofTheBox_pod on the X. No SEC softball pod because we're here. The 3-1. Oh, went too far on the check swing again.
Tom.
Not me.
Him.
Yeah.
Not you. You did fine.
Thanks.
She did good that time.
All right. It counts full 3-2.
Strike zone discipline.
The payoff pitch. Fouled away. Again, no, it just means more softball from Softball America because we'd be doing it. We'd already done it.
Yeah.
It's over. But we'll be back next week with that.
But we will have Out of the Box coming out Wednesday morning.
Yes.
And our guest is next to us.
Payoff pitch. Broadfoot again fouls it away, 3-2.
Michelle Smith will be joining us. We're going to talk about the doc. We're going to talk about this weekend. We're going to talk about LSU Tennessee, what she's doing next week, I believe is the series she's doing. Lots to discuss.
Could be a really fun time with Michelle. Another 3-2 on its way to Broadfoot. Another foul ball.
So I won't do it here, but I did update bracketology for tonight. I'll wait for the 6th inning to officially dive in, but I cranked out all the numbers, looked at all the resumes. We'll go over that a little bit later.
Another 3-2 to Broadfoot. Another foul ball.
We've seen this movie before, haven't we? This is an Emma Broadfoot at bat where now it's a full count and she's going. If Kennedy makes a mistake, Broadfoot's going to hit it, but you can't chase if it's way out of his zone.
10th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Here it is. Broadfoot bloops it into foul ground and making an over-the-shoulder catch. Sliding is the third baseman Powell in foul ground for out number 3 to retire the side. Another unbelievable web gem from this Aggie defense. Ends the inning for Alabama, but the Crimson Tide comes back and answers the Aggies 2 in the 5th with one of their own as they get 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 left. We played 5. It's 4-4 Alabama, Texas A&M here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. The sixth inning is presented by the Alabama Crimson Tide Game Day Live app. Keep up with everything Alabama with the Alabama Crimson Tide Game Day Live mobile app, presented by Cadence Bank. Download now for free at the App Store and Google Play. We head to the sixth inning, tied up at 4. Due up for the Aggies here in the sixth. Cannon, Enright, Wiggins, 5, 6, 7. Kayla Beaver back out for another inning of work for the Crimson Tide. Alabama 4 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors, 5 left. Texas A&M 4 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 3 runners left on base. Trinity Cannon will lead things off. She's 0 for 1 with a fly out and a walk. First pitch, low for ball 1.
And this has got to be a 0 on the board. Not because if A&M scores, I don't think Alabama can come back. I think they can, but confidence-wise, Alabama will start to truly believe that they're going to win this game if the Aggies do not respond here.
The 1-0. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes on Cannon. So bracketology, Greg.
Ah, yes. I won't read the whole list, but when I crank the numbers, shockingly, these two teams very similar metrically. Alabama 8 in the new RPI, A&M number 10.
The 2-0. That's in the zone, 2-1.
I have entering the night Alabama in the 10 spot, A&M in the 11. I think the winner of this game gets 10. Loser probably gets 11. But what struck me is how weak the hosting bubble is, because right now, first out, I've got Auburn, who was out of the packet last week.
2-1 pitch. Right in there for a strike, 2-2.
So I think we're looking at two teams who are squarely trying to position themselves to host Supers. It would take a pretty disastrous final month for either of these teams to not host a regional, I would say.
The 2-2. Cannon with a flare to left. That's going to fall for a base hit. So leadoff single by Trinity Cannon. We'll start things off for Texas A&M here in the 6th.
Well, Cannon's strength is what helped her there. She was jammed, but able to just stripe that. As usual, Beaver trying to throw that rise. Catches just a little bit of the white, just enough to make that truly hittable for Cannon. And Johnson playing really, really deep. Not much of a shot to make the catch.
One change for Alabama out in the field. Larissa Pruitt is the new right fielder. And we'll have a pinch runner for Texas A&M on first. That's going to be Scout Lovell running on first, and Allie Enright stepping in. She is 1 for 1 with a single and a sac fly. A true one, not an Oklahoma one. First pitch. Called strike.
Significant right there for Beaver to get ahead, because we've seen her have a little bit more of a hiccup tonight when she's fallen behind. Even the few times she fell behind in game 1, she was still able to get outs.
Squares around a bunt, pops it up, and a dive. Oh, no one can come up with it. Beaver and Broadfoot collided. They'll throw to second to get Lovell, who had to hold up.
Is everyone okay?
Dear Lord, is everyone all right?
First off, there were like 5 bodies. It's amazing no one caught it. But also, it looked like it was caught. And because of that, Lovell did the right thing. She stayed at first.
Yeah, everybody seems to be fine.
Man.
So just a fielder's choice. Enright reaches.
What's going on here, Tom? Remember when I said this series gets kooky?
Yeah. Rylan Wiggins, first pitch, line foul down the left field line. 0-1. Wiggins is 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts. One out runner on first, 4-4. Here in the top of the 6th. The 0-1. Ooh, inside, almost hit her. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, you want to give what your 16 is? What your 1 through 16?
Sure.
Entering today.
Yeah, entering today. as of like 5 hours ago.
The 1-1. Wiggins puts down the bunt. Beaver has it. Will throw to first, and it is not caught by Broadfoot. And both runners will advance to second and third.
All right, we're just not going to do that.
Yeah.
We'll do it later. The throw from Beaver was just off just enough that Broadfoot's glove kind of went up the line.
Just wasn't able to catch it cleanly.
All right, here we go again.
Ayanna Coleman will step in. There's runners on second and third. There's one out.
It's ruled an error on Beaver.
So sack E1. Beaver struck out Coleman twice so far today. Would be great if she could do it again right here.
Or some sort of double play, perhaps? Is that
I mean,
what would be the? I guess it would have to be like a sack fly
Line drive.
throw out at home.
or a line drive, catch somebody too far off the bag.
Yeah.
Leaving early, question mark. First pitch to Ayanna Coleman is popped up, foul ground. It will get out of play, 0-1.
Well, I'll watch Rylan Wiggins. Allie Enright is not going to move from third base because I just saw that at bat. I don't think she took her hands off her hips.
Yeah.
She's planted, but Wiggins is a little bit more twitchy, so if anyone's to leave early, it would probably be her at second base. And Alabama does have the challenges at the ready.
It's gotten weird how will Alabama respond. The 0-1. Ground ball through for a base hit into right, and that's going to score at least one. Here comes a throw from Pruitt, not going to be in time to get Wiggins. And the error hurts Alabama. It's 6-4 Texas A&M.
Man. Well, you teed it up. It got weird. How would Alabama respond? And unfortunately, it's a pretty meaty pitch from Beaver. Got enough of the white. A&M's finding the holes in the Alabama defense and making the most of the 5 base hits that they have.
Now we're going to see another pinch runner for the Aggies.
It's just another inning where everything just kind of, not quite working out. The base hit by Cannon, solid. It was a jam shot, but it wasn't exactly hit hard. Fielder's choice bunt led to an out. Could have potentially been maybe a double play. I mean, who knows? And then Wiggins reaching on the air, proving costly, not just because it put a batter on, but also because it allowed Enright to take third, which allowed 2 runs to come in and score on that base hit.
Sav Price is the pinch runner on first, and Kennedy Powell to the plate. First pitch to her is grounded foul for strike one. Powell is 0 for 1 with a ground out. She was hit by a pitch and scored. The Aggies have scored 2 runs in the last 3 innings. Lead at 6-4. The 0-1. That bunt is down. Broadfoot bare hands it. Dowling bare hands it. The throw. Now no one was covering third.
Callie.
And now taking second is Powell, who I thought was out at first.
They called her safe. That's why I said what?
She is definitely not safe.
No.
I don't believe.
I thought out immediately. Are we not going to review this?
I think they're waiting to see if the umpire is going to call one. Yeah.
Also, the runner left early at first because she was going because it was a bunt. What? And we're not going to look at this?
Apparently not. Harper lines this one to center, and 2 more are going to come in. And it's 8-4 Texas A&M.
No, nothing?
I'm flabbergasted is what's happened in the last 30 seconds.
I mean, what in the world?
So Powell gets a single to third base and advanced to second. Price went to third, and then a 2 RBI single for Amari Harper. Makes it 8-4.
I mean,
And Kramer Eshte steps in, who's 1 for 3 with a single and an RBI. First pitch is a called strike.
I'm stunned. I'm stunned. I frankly don't know why Patrick Murphy wasn't out there begging for a look as well. Like all of that. I don't understand what just happened.
The 0-1 is fouled off. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2. A little outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Eshte.
I'm quite baffled by everything that has happened this inning.
The 1-2. That's a pop-up catch made by Callie Hevlin on the run. And there's 2 away.
Well, not everything. That first base hit was fairly normal softball things. And then the mayhem ensued. I have so many questions. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know.
Jasmine Hill up. First pitcher is outside for ball 1. We're in the last 2 innings, so replay reviews can be initiated by the umpires. So I'm surprised, as close of a play as that was at first, as that one comes in high and tight, 2-0, that the umpires didn't hold everything up.
I thought they would too.
To call for the review. And then I'm surprised Alabama didn't, when that didn't happen, didn't.
I thought the staff would be out immediately.
Right. 2-0. As outside 3-0. Unless the time ran out for them to ask for the review while they were waiting to see if the umpires were going to call for the review.
I didn't think it did, though.
But I didn't think it did. But
no.
I mean, the 3-0 is low for ball 4. And then on the first pitch, Amari Harper takes advantage of the confusion, and lines went into center field for 2 more runs. Now Julia Cottrell, the 9th batter of the inning, steps in. It's 8-4 Texas A&M. First pitch low and away for ball 1.
Well, I mean, we talked about it, and you briefly mentioned it in this inning. Like, yesterday, we heavily discussed when the games get weird, Alabama's not handled that well. When the games have gone off schedule, Alabama has struggled.
The 1-0. That's in there for a strike. 1-1.
And you've got basically everyone warming up for Alabama. There are 3 spots, so 3 arms. Brisky, Haley Johnson, Torrance getting warm just in case.
This is about to be pitch number 109 from Beaver. Hits the outside corner. The ball and 2 strikes.
Well, if you're Alabama, if you get a inning, now you just have to embrace the weird. Find something weirder to happen in your next 2 innings.
1-2 pitch is popped up on the infield. Valentine calls everyone off, and she can't make the catch. Harper scores, and now they got the runner caught between first and second, taking off and tagged out at home. is Jasmine Hill. And that'll end the inning. Goodness.
I don't even know. I don't even know what just happened.
2 errors in the inning, now 4 on the day.
Hold on. Are they about – is A&M challenging this? I'm about to –
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe they are. Because Trisha Ford just told the team to go back in the dugout.
Oh, my gosh. They've got to be challenging for obstruction, I would guess.
Yep, they are challenging possible obstruction. But even that play there, someone's got to call off Riley Valentine. She's the catcher. If at all possible, the catcher is not the one to make that catch.
Oh, I missed. Threw my water bottle and I missed.
Broadfoot or Dowling needs to be the one to make that catch.
Well, of all the plays that we're reviewing in this inning, I can't believe this is one of them. She's hosed.
Right.
I see absolutely nothing that – she's not even sliding. That's not obstruction.
No.
That wouldn't be obstruction last year.
No. Even super strict obstruction, that's not obstruction.
Yeah, no. She's still 3 strides away from home plate.
Yeah. But that's that.
Okay.
So the runner's out, and that'll do it for Alabama here in the, or excuse me, for Texas A&M here in the top of the 6th inning. In the 6th for Texas A&M, they get 4 runs on 4 hits. There were 2 errors and 2 runners left on base. We move to the bottom of the 6th. It's 8-4 Texas A&M. Excuse me, 9-4 Texas A&M here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. We move to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 9-4 Texas A&M. The Aggies plated 5 runs in the 6th inning. One of the weirdest innings I've seen maybe ever. And Abby Dukeshire will be due up for the Tide here, 7-8-9, against Emily Kennedy in the circle. First pitch is low for ball 1. The 6th inning is presented by the Alabama Crimson Tide Game Day Live app. Keep up with everything Alabama, the Alabama Crimson Tide Game Day Live mobile app. Presented by Cadence Bank. Download it now for free at the App Store and Google Play. The 1-0 outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Dukes 0 for 1 with a fly out and an RBI hit by pitch.
And if you're Alabama, you just got to flush it. Like, they just put up 5, so can you.
That one's somewhere around the knees for a called strike, 2-1.
Just got to flush it and attack Kennedy the way you have all night.
The 2-1. Dukeshire swings and misses, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 9 runs on 7 hits, no errors, and 5 left for A&M. For Alabama, 4 runs on 5 hits, 4 errors, 5 runners left on base.
Ugh.
The 2-2. Dukeshire grounds that one foul. We'll do it again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gray, it's April 15th.
Oh, is it?
It is. Everyone's favorite day, tax day. The 2-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Dukeshire's down on strikes, and there's one gone here in the 6th. And as a Titanic historian, I feel the shame from yesterday saying incorrectly the Titanic sunk yesterday. It hit the iceberg yesterday. It didn't sink until after midnight, so it actually sank on the 15th. So
Glad you got that off your chest.
my apologies to Rose and Jack. First pitch to Callie Heblin. Called strike. Also, the anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's assassination
Oh,
today.
that's
So
way bizarre that
Yeah.
those two things happen on the same day.
the 0-1. Heblin fouls that one off. No balls and 2 strikes. And Alabama 9-4 all time on this date, outscoring opponents 71-37. The only other time Bama played Texas A&M on this date came in 2016 in College Station when the Tide beat the Aggies 8-3 in Game 1 of a series that Bama went on to win 2-1. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Bama's won 3 in a row on this date. 2019, the Tide beat Georgia 4-3 here in Tuscaloosa. 2022, a big comeback walk-off victory for Alabama over Mississippi State, 7-6 here in T-Town.
I believe.
Riley Valentine steps in. The first pitch is low for ball 1.
What year was that?
2022. That was, it's.
Oh, wow. That was that one.
Yes.
The one that they keep using my call in the
Yes.
pregame video. I've had some other good things, guys.
The 1-0 to Valentine. Swung on and missed, 1-1. And last year, Bama shut out State in Starkville 6-0 on this date. So there you go. The 1-1. Outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. That one comes in high, 3-1 on Valentine, who's 1 for 2 with a single and a foul out. The 3-1. Hard hit ball to third, but the stop made by Powell. The throw is going to be in time for out number 3 to retire the side. So Alabama, for the first time tonight, does not answer back the Texas A&M scoring inning. They go down in order here in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors. No runners left. We head to the 7th. It's 9-4 Texas A&M here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Move to the 7th inning. Texas A&M with a 9-4 lead over Alabama. Do it for the Aggies here in the 7th. Cannon, Enright, and Wiggins, 5-6-7 against Caleb Beaver. And before we bring the 7th inning to you, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Is presented by Tuscaloosa Ford. We'd like to thank Tuscaloosa Ford for providing transportation for the Crimson Tide Sports Network to all the season's away games. Visit Tuscaloosa Ford for your next vehicle purchase. Roll Tide with Tuscaloosa Ford. Trinity Cannon leading things off. She is 1 for 2 with a fly out, a walk, and a single. First pitch is a strike. Not sure if it was on the swing or on the pitch.
It was on the swing.
0-1.
Yeah, pitch was outside. Moved away, fooled Cannon.
The 0-1. And that one's hammered but it's going to go foul down the left field line. No balls and 2 strikes. One change out in the field for Alabama. Abby Dukeshire is now at first base. Racing in with Broadfoot. The 0-2. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. Hit the outside corner for a called strike 3. Gannon down on strikes for the first time tonight. That's strikeout number 5 on the day for Kayla Beaver, and there's 1 gone. That will bring up Allie Enright. First pitch to Enright is, I don't know what it was.
I think it was a strike.
I think it was a strike too, but it bounced away from Valentine and hit the umpire's arm. I think he was about to say it was a strike. Yes, it was a strike. But then decided to rub his arm instead of making the call. The 0-1. Ground ball to short. Cahalan hops up on her, but she made the stop in the throw for out number 2. Bring up Rylan Wiggins. 0 for 2, laid down sacrifice, reached on error and scored in the 6th. First pitch. This is low for ball 1. The 1-0's popped up and caught. Kayla Beaver got it in the circle. Throws down the ball in frustration in the inning.
Yeah, same girl. Yeah, man, that was quite a quick inning, wasn't it? And now, against Emily Kennedy, you've got to just find a way to patch it together. Strike zone discipline will be important. I mean, the odds are low, but you never know. You just got to stop chasing that drop ball that she's gotten a lot of swing and misses on.
The Aggies go down in order here in the 7th. We head to the bottom of the 7th, the last chance for the Crimson Tide. It's 9-4 Texas A&M here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. The 7th inning is presented by Tuscaloosa Ford. We'd like to thank Tuscaloosa Ford for providing transportation for the Crimson Tide Sports Network to all the season's away games. Visit Tuscaloosa Ford for your next vehicle purchase. Roll Tide with Tuscaloosa Ford. We move to the bottom of the 7th inning. The last chance for the Crimson Tide is 9-4 Texas A&M. Top of the order due up for the Tide. Johnson, Cahalan, and Clark. Against Emily Kennedy in the circle. Bama needs base runners to start things off. Lauren Johnson takes the first pitch. 4 strike 1. Johnson's 0 for 1. Replace Kristen White in the 4th. Grounded out to end that 4th inning. The 0-1. Low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
All it takes is 1, and then you never know. A&M has given up a lot of runs in the 7th.
That one tying tight, 2-1.
It was an amazing stat that actually is still not good, even though A&M scored 7 yesterday in the 7th inning. But they've been outscored 18-10 in this frame this year. It was 18-3.
That's a high chopper up the middle, back behind second base, unable to make the catch or the stop is Harper, and that's going to be a leadoff single for Lauren Johnson.
How about that? A little late. I wish that there had been an earlier mistake by A&M because honestly, I don't know if she throws her out, but Harper should field this, and she just misjudges it.
Yeah, misjudged the hop. I said it's a single. They're thinking about it. Kinley Halen steps in, the first pitch. It's a called strike on 1. Halen 1 for 3. Had that triple in the 5th and came around to score.
Ruled it an error.
They did call it an error. All right. The 0-1. Fouled off. No balls and 2 strikes.
I don't know. I don't know if she throws her out is the thing.
Right. Halen holds off on the swing there. It's outside, 1-2. One, 2. Halen again holds off. It's low and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Emily Kennedy now up over 100 pitches. Just took the 4th inning off.
Read a book.
2-2. Halen waits on it and fouls it off. We'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Is that the first error of the series for Texas A&M?
It is indeed. Like I said, great timing.
2-2. Cahalan with a ground ball to second. They'll tag the runner. Does Harper. No throw to second.
I don't think there can be obstruction because Lauren ran into her after the ball was fielded.
Right.
And then there was no play elsewhere.
Correct.
Now, if she throws to first, maybe
But
you would have an argument, but she didn't
Yeah.
throw to first. So you can't make a call there. Fielded by Harper. Lauren Johnson is there.
Unless she's asking, like, for malicious intent with the collision, which
I mean,
no.
that doesn't make sense.
No. And here we go.
Really?
Malicious contact.
Lauren Johnson?
Lauren Johnson, noted bully.
Lojo? I mean, she's just, no.
Yeah, they ran into each other. That's what happens. There was no forearms thrown or anything, no shoulder.
I mean, what is this, the FGCL? I once saw Mac Leonard get tossed in the 2nd inning of a championship for a play like that. But
umpiring on the same level.
that was also, yeah, those were like public field
Right.
umps, and everyone thought it was ridiculous. I also don't know what happens if for some reason they rule this malicious intent. Like, I assume Lauren is tossed from the game.
And it may be they give him the double play.
Maybe. I don't know if there's a, oh, we'll find out.
Come on, Tom. Let us know.
Lauren Johnson.
Yeah. Just adding to the frustration of today in the series. Plays like this. Wow. They called Lauren Johnson for a malicious intent to create the double play.
Well, did they?
I guess that's the only reason that the runner would be out at first.
Because you're too far off the bag to start sliding like that play we
Right.
saw in the Virginia Tech game.
Yeah, you can't slide in that situation.
I mean,
there's nothing Lauren Johnson can do there.
no. Bro is absolutely incensed right now.
Yeah,
This is,
I'm right with her. Like, again, what is Lauren Johnson supposed to do there? Turn around and run back toward first?
I don't know. Stop, I guess,
Yeah.
is like the only option.
But
And make Harper come to her. But
she didn't even have the ball yet. Like the collision and her collecting the ball was almost instantaneous.
now now I will say this is getting a little out of hand. Because everyone, and the umpires have frankly done a really terrible job, explaining.
Yeah.
That was very poorly explained.
Yeah.
Because I still don't know if Lauren Johnson got tossed or whatever. They suddenly call 2 outs. The crowd has no idea what's going on.
Right.
Trisha Ford is out. Kayla Bro is.
Now Trisha Ford says let's go after she's been delaying multiple times throughout this game.
And I still don't know what happened.
I guess it's a 4 unassisted double play.
Shout out to Nate, I guess, for having to insert that. I don't know. I don't know. I'm really angry.
Now Larissa Pruitt, last chance for Alabama. It's still 9-4 Texas A&M. 2 out now, nobody on. And unfortunately for Alabama, the 1-0. Pruitt pops it up. Wiggins is there. She'll make the catch for out number 3. And that'll be the ball game. Your final score, Texas A&M 9, Alabama 4. And pretty much everybody involved deserves the boos they just got from the crowd here at the Rhodes House. Here in the 7th for Alabama, no runs, no hits. There was 1 error and no runners left on base. A&M wins at 9-4, and they win the series 2-1. With the win, A&M improves to 33-9 overall, 12-6 in conference play. Alabama falls to 30-10, 7-8 in the SEC. We'll take a timeout, come back with the Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa post-game report after this here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.